So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome our speaker today who's going to speak on this. So, I'll say a few words about Mr. Ravi Kohli. And Ravi ji has been traveling around the world giving talks on meditation. He's a successful businessman in New York. And he's been practicing meditation for ever since his childhood. And under the guidance of Sandarshan Singh Maharaj and Samarjit Singh Maharaj, he has been traveling and sharing his wisdom on meditation in both US, Canada, in Middle East, in India, and helping people learn and practice. And what I'm inspired when I came to know about this organization and this meditation technique, I had a chance to interact with him from the very beginning. I'm very inspired by his dedication, his passion for meditation, his passion for the spiritual aspect of the meditation, his devotion. He is an extremely hardworking, what we call volunteer sevadar. He spends many hours helping people, he's also a good singer and a good cook. So something that he doesn't talk about, but I do, because we love. And welcome everyone, and welcome those who just joined. I'm not going to take any more time, and I'm going to pass on to our beloved friend Ravi Kohli ji to enlighten us through meditation. So, Ravi ji, please.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming this morning. And I'm sorry we're a couple minutes late, actually. It's my fortunate to be here today again in the Hindu temple. And Dr. Sani has been very gracious always to invite us here. I'm not a professional speaker. I know Arvind ji gave a very beautiful, but the thing is I'm just like a student on this path of spirituality. Whatever I have learned from my spiritual master, Sandarshan Singh Ji Maharaj, Sandarshan Singh Ji Maharaj and Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, I just would like to just share with all of you. And today we're talking how the meditation helps us to transformation of our life. Meditation is like a silent prayer. Meditation is like taking our attention away from the outer world. Meditation is to keep us calm. Meditation is just to keep us peaceful, and the higher level of meditation takes us to the bliss level. A lot of time in our life, if we look at the key point in our life, when we live our life, we interact with people, we always have different opinions. Two people, they're talking, they both are coming from different backgrounds. They talk different. Most of the time we agree, and sometimes we don't. Meditation helps us to agree with every disagreement and keep the atmosphere more calm and peaceful. A lot of time it happens also that we go in past. We look at our past, some bitter moments, some good moments, but most of the time we go into our negative moments or bitter moments. We think about those moments. And we just start thinking like maybe somebody might have hurted us, maybe somebody did something wrong with us. Oh, I could have done this, it could have been much better, my life would be. oh, I could have done this. The past is past, so it's gone. I cannot do anything. Only thing we can change today, not even tomorrow. We cannot worry about tomorrow. Of course, we should plan about tomorrow, but we cannot be worried about it, because that's not in our hand also. So very important thing is, when we look at our life, is an important part which comes as an ethical living and which can transform our life. The meditation really helps us physically. Nowadays all the doctors are recommending patients, people they have migraines, high blood pressures, kidney problem, liver problem, heart problems. All the doctors are prescribing that we should do meditation, because the meditation helps us to bring our level of thinking, the brain, how the brain works, that the system goes very calm and very peaceful. And the most of the time when we come out from the meditation, we see that. Normally what happens, because we think we start doing meditation, and today I start doing meditation, tomorrow I will see the change. Yes, we will see the change, but it will be very little change. We need to take a very small and baby steps when we start doing meditation. And I'm very sure that we all do meditation. It's a Sunday morning, and I know everybody has some important things to take care of, but you're here because you want to really learn about it, or think about it, or talk about it. Like, how can we be transformed? Like, there was a farmer, and he's a very old guy, and he used to live on the hill. And he has a little grandson. And he asked his grandson, one day, he was showing him how to do meditation. He said, Dad, Grandpa, I don't understand. What is the benefit of doing meditation? What does it do to us? Every time I see that, you're meditating and all that. How does it help you? He said, okay, I will let you know. He said, I just go down the hill. I need water. So he picked up the bucket and tried to bring the water. He said, no, I want the water in the basket. And he take the bigger basket down, and he goes down. The bigger basket was very dirty with the holes and everything. And he goes down, and he goes to the well, pick up the water, and he runs very fast. By the time he comes, he said there's no water in that. And Grandpa said, no, maybe you have to run more faster. You can bring the water. I know you can bring the water in the basket. He said, okay, Dad, I'll do that. And he runs very, very fast. He goes down, he picks up the water in that basket and comes. He runs more fast than the last time. And by the time he reaches, he said, oh, I see this is, I'm sorry, Grandpa, I ran, but there's no water still. I said, no, you're not doing right. You have to run more and more faster. You can bring the water, I'm sure. And he runs back again. And he comes, and he sees there's no water. I say, Grandpa, I told you so many times, I can bring the water in the bucket, but I can't bring in the basket. He said, that's right. But look at the basket. It was a dirty basket, and now it is clean. It's not that what results we are bringing tomorrow. It's cleaning our inner chamber of the heart. The meditation really helps us. So many times, like I was talking, like we are stuck in the past. Somebody did something wrong with us, we never forget them. And that's where we get stuck. Somebody did something wrong and he left. And he's enjoying now. He doesn't even know that he did some mistake. But we are just stuck on the same thing. And we're thinking, why did he do? Why did he do? Who's in pain? We are in pain. But with the meditation, when we start experiencing the Lord's love within, we start forgiving people. We think they are our own. As a parents, let's take that way. As a parents, children, kids, they do all kind of mistakes. But parents, they forgive them. Even they forget also. So many times. Why? Because they love them. And we don't love other people. We think they are our kids, that's it. Anybody else is not. But through the meditation, when we experience ourselves as a soul, then we see that the same essence of the soul in other people also. So we start loving them. We start embracing them our own. So that really helps us. So very, very beautifully, when we read all the scripture, we see so many beautiful things in that. The Lord or the saints and mystics, they came in this world. They all meditated. Today we remember them. We don't talk about the kings. They conquered so many areas, the countries and everything. We only talk about those saints. Because they transformed not only their own life, they transform other people's life also. And that's the beauty of our meditation. We all have stress and strain in this world because of we're working too many hours, too many things we want to grasp in a short time. And definitely we bring so much stress in our life. And the same way, the physically really helps us. The mentally, when we start thinking, when we start understanding the other point of the view of other people, then our conversation with other people is more calmer and peaceful. Then we understand other people's view also. And we start accepting them as is. Today, if we look at emotional problems, like relationship problems, we see the argument in between spouses, the kids, the parents, the neighbors, the friends, co-workers. Why this thing happens? Because we don't accept them as is. Wife does not, when they get married, wife does not accept the husband as is. The husband does not accept as is. Even the parents, they don't accept their kids as is. They want to change them according to their system. Yes, we should. But at the end of the day, we need to accept them as is. They're meant to be. They're our kids because it meant to be. It's preordained. Why they are not, were born in somebody else's family? Why only this is my spouse? Only this is my wife, this is my husband. They are my parents. We don't accept them as is. When we don't accept, when we don't agree with the present situation, there is a turmoil. And we try to change people according to our system. So what happens? The other person also thinks the same thing. They also have the same kind of mind. They also have intellect. They also have the different emotions and the feelings. But we don't accept them as is. And if we accept them as is, there won't be any pain. There won't be any issues. There won't be any separation cases or divorce cases or any other cases. We will not see those. If the bottom part, love is missing. The amount of the love which mother does with their kids, the God's love is thousands times more than that. Mother does unconditional love to the kid. No matter what kid they do, but whatever they do, still mother loves them. Even the kids, they might leave the home, but mother will always wait for that moment the kid come back to home. Why? Because that's the unconditional love. And the same way we can also feel the same love when we experience the love of the Lord, which is 1,000 times more than the outer love. And the base for everything is just the love. And that really changed our life. That really changed our system. Whenever we start doing meditation, our angle of the vision changes. That doesn't mean that when we start doing meditation, we will not have any problem in the life. We all have to go through our karmas, up and down of our life. If we have done something bad, definitely we will be punished for that. We have to pay back that. Because the law of the karma says that every action has a reaction. And if we have done something good, we will get the reward for that. We all have to go through up and downs of the life. But the meditation will teach us to handle it properly. We will have the situation every day. The moment we will leave our house, we will go to, even in the house, we get up in the morning, so many times it happens, the things are not the way we want. Most of families sometimes the first thing, when we go to bathroom, right? Sometimes, mostly the wives of the house, they are more cleaner than the husband. Mostly. So, when we take the toothpaste, right? Most people, they press it from the middle. We should press from the bottom. And the wife says, why you're pressing from the middle? You're just wasting it. It doesn't look good. And we just argue on a very small thing. And I think it does not matter at all. Maybe they can give toothpaste. One wife can handle and one the husband can use. But very, very small things start happening. When we go to bathroom, we don't clean it after using and all that. We go to the breakfast, we don't like the breakfast what wife cooked. And we are already late, we go to work, we already are getting late. Either maybe it's too much traffic, we are already frustrated. We go to office, we are late, and then we start finding the excuses. Like, what kind of excuse I'm going to give to my boss? This happened or that happened. So, those commotions comes in our life. It's not that when we start doing meditation, we will not have these issues. We will not have a disagreement with the boss. We will not have disagreement with our spouses or the kids or the neighbors or any friend circle. We will, but we will be able to handle it more better way. How? There is something solid which we hold on to, which is the God's love. We all know a great king, Akbar from East. He had a great minister whose name was Birbal. And he was very sharp. And Akbar will always give him some puzzle to solve. So, one day, he called everybody and he said, there is a puzzle, I want to solve this. So I'm going to draw a line on the floor with a stick. Please come one by one. Do not erase it, do not touch it, make it short. And every minister was scratching their head. How come it's possible? Don't touch it, don't scratch it, don't erase it. How can I make it shorter? Everybody came and said, I think king is not thinking right. He's just giving the puzzle for no reason. It's okay, everybody says, no, we can't understand that. So same time, he calls people, his minister. He said, please come and solve this puzzle. He take the same stick and draw another line next to that line, which was bigger than the last line. And he said, now you can see this line is shorter. And that's what happens. And that when we draw the bigger line of meditation in our life, everything becomes smaller. Then every problem looks like very small. If I'm right, then why to get angry? And if I'm wrong, there's no reason to be angry. The anger is the one thing which really spoils the whole atmosphere. Because we are disturbed. Anger is like giving the punishment to ourselves for somebody else's mistake. Angry man cannot take the decision properly. But, it's very beautifully somebody said, we need to explain the anger, not to experience. And most of us, we experience the anger. And we try to put our point of view. And we just try to say that I am right. The other person also thinks the same way. And that's how the commotion comes, that's how the frustration starts. But those small things really disturb us. So many times things happen in our life. We are living a very nice life, and somebody calls us with a very small thing. I was also discussing yesterday that when we listen to good things in our life, we listen to sermons, we listen to discourses, we listen to so many good things in our life, we read the scriptures, and we get very motivated. Oh wow, this is beautiful, I should be like this. But what happens? The moment we leave that place, we listen from this ear and let go from here. We forget. We normally forget. Some saint said very beautifully that we are like a thick skin. But when somebody says anything bad to us, what happens? We become thin skin. We just dissolve everything within us and I will not forget this thing, what you did it to me. I will never forget this, what you did to me. Now what we're doing, we're bringing the more pain to our life. We don't let go. Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj would always say, let go, get God. If we don't let go anything in our life, we need to let go so many things. It's okay. I want to forgive people not because they deserve the forgiveness, I deserve the peace. I want to forgive people. And that should keep us more calm and peaceful. And if we start living this way, see, saints and mystics doesn't say that we need to change everything overnight. It's not like it's a rocket science to be a spiritual person. It's a rocket science to be transformed. We need to take baby steps. Very small thing. It doesn't tell us to go 10 miles extra. Just say go 1 mile extra every day. Very single steps. Very small things. Every situation when it comes from in front of us, we just have to see what can we do. Can I lose peace of my mind? Does it, okay? Can it change the situation? If I become angry, can I change the situation? Can I change somebody else? We actually try to change other people. Like Vivekananda said, we want reformer, not of others, but themselves. We are a great critic of other people, not our own. The day we become the critic of ours own, we start thinking, yes, other person could be right also. But this is not a question of becoming right or wrong. If we spend time just making people right, just spend more time and time, this person is not right, I'm going to fix this. This is not right. Our whole life will be best. It'll be gone one day. And all life we will try to fix people. That's all. We want to improve our relations, right? Most wife and husband or family people, nobody wants commotion in the family, believe me. Nobody wants, end of the day, they should have an argument in wife and husband, with the kids or anything else. Nobody wants, I think so. Our goal is to have peace. But unfortunately, we do those things which does not bring the peace. So many times we say we are ready to fight for the peace. No. If we want the peace, we need to first throw the love. First, we need to give the love. And maybe the first time, other person might not be reciprocal to that love, but we need to give again the love. And one day things will be changed. Like the wicker basket. It's very dirty. I know we're not collecting the water out of that, but Grandpa just wanted to give a message to that person. It's not I start doing meditation and I'll be like, experiencing the light and sound and God's divine power, and I'll be like going to the divine and everything. I'll be a enlightened person. No, I'll be a better human being, at least. I'll be a better human being. I'll be more loving. I won't lie people. I won't cheat people. Where we lie, we think he's different than us. Where we cheat people, we live in the world of duality. And meditation teaches us to become one. But only the oneness can come when we experience God's love within. When we see that we are one with the Lord, and then we say, yes, every person has the same essence of God. I need to love everyone. So the meditation really transformed us in that manner. It's not like meditation should be punishment. A lot of time we think, I have to do meditation. There's two different ways. One is become like a ritual. I sit on meditation and I'm thinking something else, or I go to sleep. And I say, I did half hour sleep. Meditation. Meditation is when our body is still, our mind is still, our senses are withdrawn, and then only we can experience the Lord's light within. And that really helps us. Like at the Guru Nanak time, there was a gentleman named was Sajjan. Sajjan is a Hindi word which we call as a gentleman. He's a Sajjan person, like he's a very gentle person. So his name was Sajjan. He used to live in a village, so a lot of people they used to go. There was no hotels. This is like 500 years ago. So he made a little cottage. So the visitors or people they going here and there, they can come and stay in that cottage. As free, like he used to do. He was a nice person. He used to do like seva for them. And then, little by little, somebody told him like, why you do that? Why don't you charge some money from people? He said, no, I'm just doing selflessly. But thing comes, when we live in those environments, if somebody says something comes in our mind. And you start thinking, like sometimes people they stay there and they will leave like we go to stay a hotel, we leave our charger there, sometimes the watch or something else. So if somebody will leave anything, he will never return them. So you start doing that first. Now you start thinking, it's working out. So now what he did, when people they were sleeping in the cottage, he will go in the middle of the night and start stealing the stuff from their bag. And that's how he was making his livelihood little by little. And later on, everybody started knowing this person as such a robber, as a thug. He was a thug, he was a robber. And a time came, not only he will rob people, he will kill people also. First he's going to rob, and then he's going to kill them. And then, once the Guru Nanak Sahib with his disciple Mardana, they were going into that village, and he saw them. When he saw Guru Nanak, the enlightened people, they already looks very shiny, glorious. He said, this person looks like a very rich guy. His face looks very glorious, very shiny. He must be having something in his bag. So he offered him, can you please come and stay in my cottage? He said, okay, we will stay. But Guru Nanak Ji knew that he's a robber. So he told Mardana, don't sleep, be careful. He said, okay. So all night they were singing the hymns in the Lord wills, start saying that we need to clean the inner chamber of the heart. The hymns was saying that we need to live an ethical life. These materialistic stuff will not go with us. Anything we do bad, it will be very, very bad for us. We will be punished, we will be accountable for those. Nobody else will give the account for that, only we have to do that. So he was listening all that. So, every soul has some kind of purity, every single soul. So those words really hit him. And he came and he said, how can I change myself? He said, first tell me why you rob people. I said, that's the only livelihood I have. I feed my family with that. I said, okay. Do you think your family can be accountable for this? He said, why not? I make money and I feed my family, I feed my parents, and they're also accountable. I said, why don't you go and ask your parents and your wife and kids? He said, okay, but you're going to run. He said, no, I'm going to stay here, you go. In those days, people used to believe. So he goes to his home, he goes to his parents. He said, I'm a head of the family, I'm responsible to run this family. You know that I rob people. So he said, okay, we don't have to know that, what you do. We are only concerned that you bring the food to our table and we eat. We're not responsible. He said, okay. He goes to his wife. He said, I do these things for you guys. I bring the money so you guys can live a better life. I cheat people, I rob people, I steal stuff. He said, I don't care, I'm a housewife. You have to bring something so I can feed the whole family. I can take care of the kids, I can take care of your parents. He said, okay. And the same thing to the kid. He goes to the kid, he said, kids, everything I'm doing for you guys. Tomorrow I will die, everything is yours. Everything belongs to you guys. If you have a bigger house or anything else, it's all yours. Kid says, no, we are not responsible. So then he understands, whatever I'm doing wrong and nobody will be accountable for this. So he goes back to Guru Nanak and confess and ask for forgiveness. And the beauty of the saint, we only ask for one forgiveness, he will forgive all the sins what we have done in the past. He said, okay, cross it. And they will connect him with the Naam or Shabd, with the holy word. So they initiated that person, Sajjan, and put him on meditation. And he saw everything in the meditation, that what he had done in the past. And what would be the punishment for that? He killed so many people. He said, I have to go through all that. And I did it for who? For the family who is not accountable? I did it for my parents. They say, no, I did it for my kids. They said, no, we're not accountable also. I did it and I have to pay back all this. So his life was transformed just with one satsang, one talk, one thing which he learned with Guru Nanak. And in the history is being said, Sajjan became a saint later on. He not only he got transformed, he became a saint. He transformed so many lives. He touched so many hearts. And he spread the holy name because he was connected. And that's only possible when we experience this. When we live in the present. When we accept everything what is going in our life. When we let go so many things. When we see that once we live an ethical life, because as Master says, ethical life is a stepping stone towards spirituality. I cannot say, I am a very enlightened person, but I'm unethical. I don't speak truth. I don't live my life with the non-violence. I don't live my life with the chastity, the purity, with the humility. I don't help people. And I say, no, I love God. It's not possible. If I say I love God, I go to my temple every day, every week, or whatever my rituals are. I do all my rituals, but I hate my neighbor. I hate my brother. I hate my other relative. I hate somebody who did bad to us. I don't think so God is going to accept that. God will only accept those things when we let go so many things in our life. And once we let go those things, then we will understand. We will live an ethical life. We won't cheat people for a few bucks. We will not have our life with dishonesty. Our life will be more and more pure. And once our life is pure, that's all. We don't have to do too many things. Very small things. So every single morning we get up, we need to discriminate what is the right or wrong for us. And the right or wrong, there is only one definition. Some people, they say, how you can say this is the right path and this is the wrong path. Sant Kirpal Singh Ji Maharaj from the past century, great saint, he said, any deviation from the Godhood is a sin. Anything which takes us away from the God is not good for us. And anything which takes closer to the God is good for us. So we need to see what God likes. What is good which can take more closer to the God. How can we make our God happy? How can we make our Guru happy? The Master Power happy. How? What can we do today? A son can only please their parents if son helps his brother or sister. The parents will be very happy. The same way, if we live a life of truthfulness, if we live a life with the purity, with the humility, with the chastity, with the non-violence, definitely everything will be clean. And now we need to discriminate every morning. Yes, this path take me towards spirituality, and this path does not take me towards spirituality. I need to do those actions which can take me more and more closer to the God. And those are only love everyone, the way you love yourself. Treat others the way you want to be treated. These are very basic commandments. Spirituality is nothing complicated. I think we make spirituality as a very complication. So meditation is very hard. I can't do that. I can't live a spiritual life in this kind of world. People are cruel. People, they're coming up with hate. They're hating us. No, but we can give the love. We think we can change the world. Yes, we can. But first we need to change ourselves. The peace begins with us. If we are transformed, if I am transformed, wherever we will go, we will spread the peace. We will spread the love of God. And if that kind of life we live, definitely there will be peace on earth. Not only we will touch our heart, touch our God's heart or Guru's heart, we will definitely change so many people around us. And once we have so many people like this, they have peace, they have love for each other, definitely we will see the peace on this earth. So we pray, O God Almighty, that please help us. So give us the right understanding. First we need to make ourselves understand this thing, that why we are here. What is my sole purpose to come in this world? My sole purpose to come in this world to have a merger of soul and God. That's the goal. That's the basic goal. And that's the only goal. Everything else is a byproduct. With the meditation, definitely we can help our mind, we can help our body, we can improve our relationship, we can have, but everything is byproduct. The main thing is our spiritual health. And on the spiritual health, it depends the body and the mind. If I'm healthy spiritually, definitely my mind is healthy, my emotions are healthy, my relationships are healthy, and my mind is healthy. And definitely everything will be very healthy. So we pray God today. If we really pray God from the sincere heart, He listens to us. He really listens to us. That's the cry of the soul. The day we say, okay, whatever we have done in the past, I'm going to cross this chapter and I'm not going to do it again. But if we keep on eating the poison and still asking for forgiveness from God, keep on doing wrong stuff in our life and still asking for doing the confessing in front of God, we need to stop it. It's a very small thing which we have seen in the kitchen. When we're boiling something, in East they boil the milk actually. Here, normally people they don't, but in East they boil the milk in the pot. So when they're boiling the milk, when the milk comes up, when it's fully boiled, they will keep on putting the water on top of that. But we need to turn off the gas. That is more important. Then we keep on putting the water. It will not spill off. It will not come outside. So turning the gas off is no more bad things. We need to cross that one day. And that's the day of our new beginning of the life. Yes, today onwards, not even tomorrow, today onwards, we were talking the other day, 3 things. C. Letter C. Complaining, comparison, and criticism. And if we leave this 3C, we can see the C of love. The C, S-E-E, and we can see the C, S-E-A, of love, the ocean of love, the ocean of God. If we leave these 3 things only, we need to practice. Everything we want to get in our life, we need to practice. So we want to pray God right from the bottom of our heart. Yes, I want to have the merger of soul only in this lifetime. I don't want to lose this golden opportunity what I have today. And once I take this like a swear, I swear to God, I swear to myself, I will not do that. I will let go things. I will accept whatever is going in my life. Then I will have a faith on God. Then I will say, whatever is happening in my life is happening for the best. The day I understand this thing, I have a peace. My life will be transformed. Only small things. Master says spirituality is very simple. If it is not simple, it cannot be spirituality. Something else. We think spirituality is a very big thing, is a domain of rishis and saints and mystics. No. Every person on this earth is a saint. Every person has a soul. Every person is a micro soul, is a micro God. And he is a birthright to get back to the God. I'm a son, he is a father. Very simple thing. I want to meet my father. No one can stop me. This is my birthright. I can only please my father if I do the things the way he wants me to live my life. And the day I experience that, the day I say that, the day I live on that, my God will be very, very happy. And that's the time meeting my God. That's the time meeting the divine light. That's the time I can experience the light within us. Like the Tulsi Sahib, I would like to close that with that one verse is by Tulsi Sahib. He said very beautifully, he said, Dil ka hujra saaf kar, jana ke aane ke liye, dhyan gehron ka utha, uska mithane ke liye. Dil ka hujra. Hujra means the inner chamber of the heart. Clean the inner chamber of your heart. If you really want your beloved to visit that, when we invite some guests, we clean the house. And he says, Dhyan gehron ka utha, means take your attention away from the outer world if you want your attention towards your beloved. And who is the beloved? That's my spiritual guide, my master, my God, whatever my faith is. And if we want that, let's take, we invite some guests, we clean the house, and we offer them a seat. We offer them a couch or sofa, whatever we have, or chair. But if you put some stuff on top of that, where he's going to sit. So little to be realized. We need to clean that place. Once that is clean, God is waiting to visit us. He is waiting actually. He is eagerly waiting. He is more eager than us to meet Him. Example just came in my mind, like when we come to this country, right? A lot of people, they're immigrant. They leave their parents back home. But the time changed. People, they come for the better future, better social things, or better life, or professional life. Or they had to come, which is okay. But the parents are crying. But the day kids start crying, go back to home, parents will make the arrangement to take him back home. He will send the messenger. He will send the messenger to take the kid back home. But we need to cry. We need to cry out from soul. Loud, out loud. Not from this mouth, from the heart. Sincere cry. The day we have it, the parents sitting home, which is the big parents, the God Almighty, He wants us back. But we are entangled in this shiny world. We love kids, we love our family, we love the worldly thing, we love our job, we love our car, the big houses, and everything. We love them, but we forget the true home. So today we want to pray, God Almighty, please help us. Please help us. Help us to clean, because we cannot do that. Our hands are very small to hold your hand. Father hands are always bigger than this kid's hand. So Father hand is bigger. So we want Him to hold our hand. We request Him to please make us a better person at least. And once we are a better person, I think experiencing the God is not too far. The self-realization is important. Once we have the self-realization, the God-realization is right there. The next step is right there. So, our request today to sit on meditation. I think we'll sit for meditation for 10 minutes. And we want to experience the Lord. Let's pray And normally the prayer is when we ask God. In the beginning, it's good to ask from God, but after one time, we need to start listening to God. And we can only listen to God when we sit quietly. When we sit on meditation, we can experience His love. So, when we sit on meditation, I would like to give the instruction given by Sant Rajendra Singh Ji Maharaj. The Jyoti meditation is a technique where we can withdraw our senses. It's a very simple technique. Withdraw our senses, or withdraw our attention from the outer world and focus on our third eye. This is the seat of the soul, where the God and soul resides in our body. So we need to focus on the third eye, the Divya Chakshu, the Shiv Netra, the single eye. We close our eyes very gently. We can sit on any pose which is comfortable to us. We can sit on chair, we can sit on couch, we can sit on floor, anywhere where we can sit for a longer time, very comfortably, very gently. We close our eyes very gently and start gazing in front of us. We need to keep our eyeballs straight. We don't want to raise our eyeballs. A lot of time it happens, some brother and sister, they raise the eyeballs and that they get a headache right there. So we need to keep the eyeballs straight, the way we watch TV. And close our eyes very gently. The moment we close, we experience the darkness. And darkness is not experienced by the outer eyes, but by the third eye. Now, when we close our eyes, we get bombarded with a lot of thoughts. A thought from yesterday, thought from today, thought from something happened maybe 1 year ago. So, in order to hold the thoughts, in order to keep the thoughts busy, which are coming from the mind, we need to keep the mind in chanting the name of God, which is loving to us. When we keep on doing that, it's called Simran. When we keep on doing those Simran by the tongue of the thought, not out loud, very gently, very lovingly, no rush, very lovingly. This is our private time and private meeting with God. We just keep on gazing in front of us, about 8 to 10 inches. The moment our mind gets busy in doing Simran, we experience the light within us. Let's gaze into that light. And I pray God Almighty and my great masters to help us and give us the best whatever right for us. And this meditation will be for 10 minutes. And I will take you out from this meditation. Thank you. Please leave off. Thank you so much for coming this morning. And thank you everyone to help. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to offer everybody any Q&A if you have any questions about meditation, technique, or whatever we heard today. So I just wanted to open the floor. Anyone? Yes.
Could you please share your personal experience?
Pardon, sir?
Could you please share your personal experience of your meditation?
Share my personal experiences. Like another person, it's a long story, but I can only tell in a short. At a young age, when I was a teenager, I was very lucky and very fortunate to be born actually in this path, Science of Spirituality. My parents used to do meditation, and when I was very young, I'm born in as a Hindu family. My father was very, very good in Ramayana also. He would read every night, morning, and he would look into that all the spiritual part of the life. They lived a very simple and great life which I had seen. And when I was growing, I was young, and a teenager. I was also got initiation at the age of 15. And at that time, I never took spirituality as a simple, like, as a teenager, you don't know much, you're busy in your school or college, and after that, taking my study. But by the time I did my master's at the age of about 20, I realized certain things in the life. And at the time, in those days, back in I think 1983, 84, 83, yeah, I realized that the worldly thing will never attract me much as I can be attracted more towards the Lord. I had a guru, I had a master. I used to go to satsang, but I wasn't that serious about it. Like a regular person, they go listen to that and never took it really seriously. And then eventually, my life got transformed at that time. I started reading books at that age, and really touched me, and my life got changed at that time. And it's not that I left everything, but I was very, very serious about the meditation and the selfless service and living an ethical life at that time. So that really transformed my life when I started thinking, and I just took a U-turn in my life. It's kind of. So now I'm like 55, so almost like 35 years. It's been a great journey for me on this path. I see all kind of things in life, and it's not that I don't get any challenge in my life. Everybody gets a challenge, but meditation really helps us to make us more stronger, to deal with the problems, deal with the challenges day to day. And once we start hammering and reminding our mind every day, then we really go into the right path. So for that, it's very important for us to remind us every single morning. That's why the meditation, it's been told we should start the day with meditation if we have time, early morning, normally the 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever. If we go to bed on time, so definitely we can start the meditation early. And minimum meditation is being required, minimum, to start with like 30 minutes, and we can go more and more. The more and more deeper we go, more and more we experience the love of God. So my life was great, and I'm very lucky. I was married to my wife Mona. She's very beautiful inside out. She's very beautiful from inside actually. You can see she's beautiful, but she's beautiful from inside also. She was a great support for me always. And she was also born on the same path. That was a great thing for me, that both people looking in the same direction. So I didn't have to fight for that. I didn't have that challenge. At least sometime it happened, the wife is going this way and the husband is going this way. So I didn't have that challenge actually. I was very lucky and fortunate. And my kids are also the same way. So I just basically, I can say, like, when I look at my teenage, it's not like I'm a bad person. I was a bad person, but I was like a regular guy, like a college student and all that. But I never took the spirituality as that serious at that time. And time to time when I see, and I realized every single day reminder is important for us. We listen to so many good things in our life, but we forget very quickly. Because we don't take as a preference that the meditation or the ethical life is a preference for us. We just go with the flow of the life. We say, it's okay, chota mota jhoot bolna to chalta hai. We just say, okay, if I lie a little bit, it's okay. You know, there's a word. What is a good? There's nothing. I can hold myself. You know, doing something illegal, that's okay. When we start saying that's okay, then we bring in more drive to our life. So we need to train our mind to say, no, this is not right. This is right and this is not right. So we need to train our mind accordingly. And I guess that really helps, and that really helped me also. I'm still a student again, in the same class. So still every day I learn, every day we have challenge, every day we go through all this, every day try to make the best out of the day. So I hope. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
What are the good books you recommend to learn more about meditation?
Today's book, I would say, Empowering Your Soul Through Meditation, written by Sant Rajendra Singh Ji Maharaj. We have some books on the table also. You can, in the beginning, you can, even if you have questions and all that about this, but for the meditation, I would say, Inner and Outer Peace Through Meditation, or Empowering the Soul Through Meditation, also very good. And if you are in the medical field, I don't know your profession, but I would always recommend people, they are in the medical field, the medication, and meditation is medication actually. So it's the best medicine for medicine. Meditation is the best medicine for everything. So anything happens, anything, you know, any problem we have. You know, I was talking to one of my friends actually, and he got through some operation of kidney and all that, transplant. So I was very amazed to hear that his doctor said, do the meditation, you're going to heal your wound very quickly. And he did it and he came out from that very quickly. In a healing process, very good. Because, you know, when we do meditation, we're very calm. Our brain waves and all that. I'm not from medical profession, but I'm just saying, from our brain waves really goes down from 20 megahertz to 4 or 5. So this is this top floor is the most important. The mind, if my mind is right, everything goes right in my life. And that mind comes from our understanding. If my understanding is positive, definitely my words, deeds, and actions will be very positive. But if mind does not understand certain things, does not get convinced, then definitely I go to the wrong side. Chances are, it looks like whatever the environment we are in. So meditation, empowering the soul through meditation is very good for that. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Any suggestions for kids to get started for meditation?
Yes. Matter of fact, the kids can concentrate more quicker than us, because meditation is withdrawing our attention from the outer world and focusing right here. So they have less interaction in the world. So kids only can learn when parents, they do the same thing. If we tell kids to do meditation and we don't do meditation, then definitely chances are they won't. But when they see the parents are doing meditation and we can tell them, okay, you can sit for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, start with 10 minutes only with the kids. We will see over the year, the kids will be very brilliant in their study, because meditation, another thing, teaches us to concentrate. So when they're, especially in the school, when they're studying or they're in the school, they're sitting in the classroom and listening to the lecture, they will remember everything because they are very focused. And so for them, it's actually very important. Master would always say, catch them while young. So if they start doing now, when they will grow, they can teach meditation to their, to their kids. So as their parents, anytime we give them a gift, we give them a gift, we buy them some materialistic stuff, right? We give them a gift of something which they can carry the rest of their life, which is the ethical virtues, which are the meditation is another thing. So very important. And same way, they watch the parents. They're the best observer. And if the parents, they do meditation, definitely the kids will do meditation. But yes, we should tell them.
So we have a children program here in Hats. We teach meditation to them. And we also have a meditation program in our meditation center. So Shrini is standing there, she'll be able to give more detail.
Anybody else? And I would like to say thank you to everyone for coming, especially to Dr. Sani. He's been very gracious always whenever I come and meet him. He's kind of my mentor. Such a nice and holy man, very spiritual man, very knowledgeable about all the spiritual books and everything. So I'm very, very thankful to everyone for coming this morning, but now it's almost noon. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here also.